get it to review it properly before today's session?
We got their plan late Tuesday. We came up with our counter Wednesday. I don't know how we could have done anything any faster. And I don't know that there was any kind of law, rule, or constitutional requirement that he call session for Thursday and not Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So I don't understand that comment.
He also mentioned a few times in the gaggle that one of the problems he had in terms of negotiating with you is that you tried to insist that Ohio was a 50-50 state, and he said that's not the case. Can you speak to that?
I informed the Speaker in our first meeting that I believed we should have fair, balanced, and competitive districts. I never once mentioned 50-50 to the Speaker or the Senate President, in that meeting or otherwise.
And that underscores the point, I think, that ultimately we're trying to make collectively, which is we want, because Ohioans want, competitive districts. This is what it all boils down to. We're either going to work together to reach compromise, to accomplish the goal that Ohioans want to see, competitive districts, or the Republican majority is going to remain entrenched in politics, quite honestly, and they're going to work to continue to perpetuate the gridlock in Washington and remain in this stance to protect at all costs their own political advantage. Something's got to give. Something has to give.
Representative Huffman talked about committee hearings starting next week on this bill. Is it your understanding that this bill is eventually going to come to a vote in this chamber, pass with Republican votes, and supersede the bill that you're now trying to get a referendum on?
The Speaker has not informed us of his plans to move forward with this bill or any other bill.
What do you say of his statement today that the next map could be even less fair for Democrats?
You know, if somebody wants to move forward on a compromise basis, making threats is probably not the best way to do that.
Is there any constitutional restriction from doing what it's being discussed here, reintroducing a bill that's almost exactly or very similar to something that's subject to referendum?
Absolutely. I believe that violates the constitutional right to referendum.
One more question, guys. I'm a little confused. When would the federal courts get involved in this? Like if
We hope they won't get involved.
I know,
We
but
hope
under
that
what
this will
conditions
become...
Go ahead.
We hope that at some point the Republicans will come forward and agree to a reasonable compromise along the lines that we've proposed today with competitive districts.
The Speaker today, though, was giving the impression that we might have until late January. Katie pointed out that the last map didn't come out until the end of January of 2002. We seem to be talking about an urgency, but at the same time, you sounded like we still have time.
I believe that we should move forward as quickly as we can. I think that certainty in the election process is important. I think that candidates and the people of Ohio need to know what the districts are going to be as early as possible. If the Speaker doesn't feel urgency, I certainly do.